I told you I'd get you back.
And that you did. That you definitely did. Yeah. Yeah.
It says 2007 mystery and thriller action, The Contractor with Wesley Snipes.
The mystery is, how did this movie get made? That's the mystery. Who funded this? Who watched the dailies and was like, this is okay?
The IRS. They told Wesley he was gonna pay him back somehow. Look, I don't care what it is. You know what? We have a list of actors and actresses over here that need some real life experience so they can go on and do good things. And we're gonna put you in. I need you to do your part and show up, be on set, etc. And I have to, okay, let's start with the numbers.
We don't even have the energy to review this. How bad it is. It's just like,
we'll start with the, you know what? I'm going to take the S off. We'll start with the number. This has one review on the tomato meter. One critic actually took the time to review this. And that was probably an intern who wasn't getting paid.
Yes.
Has one review on the tomato meter. So it doesn't even have a score. But I'm going to count that as a score. It would be a 0. It does have an audience score, and the audience score is a 28.
Which is very generous, in my opinion.
Very generous. I can make this real easy and start with the good. And this is probably the only good in the whole movie. Like it was not difficult for this. Wesley Snipes is just a pleasure to watch act.
Yes.
I will give him credit that he takes every time he gets on set. He clearly takes it seriously.
He takes it very seriously. He's definitely not phoning it in like Bruce Willis.
Not phoning it in.
But that still doesn't get him out of, he is now in the Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal realm of movie making. He is now
he's in
there.
The Bruce
I
Willis.
didn't want to put him there.
He's in the Bruce Willis realm of movie makings, where he's clearly contracted and obligated to show up for these films.
Obviously.
This is not a choice. This is not, he didn't read this script and think, oh, there's a lot to go with there. No. He did this because he has to. He has a bill that has to be paid. He has checks that were bounced and need to be cleared. And, there was so much that bothered me about this movie. I feel
deflated. Well, since this is yours, you can tell the people a brief synopsis of this masterpiece that you had us watch.
So, think of every contract killer cliche. Former assassin called out of retirement for one last job. But everything goes wrong, and now the hunter has become the hunted.
Yeah. It's always one last job. It's always a frame job.
Let me tell you something. If I was a contract killer and I retired, I'd be like, bro, I've watched too many movies. If I come out of retirement to do this job,
I'm gonna stay right here.
This is the one that's gonna kill me.
It seems like in the pitch for this, it was a bunch of people sitting around and were like, what's your favorite shooter movie? Oh, okay. Now okay. Yeah. You like Leon Professional? Great. We'll put a little girl in it. That's great. Oh, you like shooter? Let's kind of do something with that. I mean, it literally was just like
cliche
no
after
originality.
Cliche after cliche.
Yeah.
And not even cliches done well.
No, because you're watching it going, what is happening? There was a moment in the beginning when I was like, oh, this is going to be awful. They came when the guy came to see him in the beginning, and I'll say the guy and the girl because I took no time to remember anybody's name because I didn't care. When the guy, of course, the one that's coming to give him this one job, They have a scene where they're sitting there and they're talking at the table about
Collins.
the guy.
When Collins comes back on the farm.
Yes. And that whole scene, them even driving up, I was just like, what? But Wesley Snipes falls off the horse. But anyway, they have a scene. They're at the table. They're talking about this guy, and it's always Muhammad something something. It's always right.
Yeah.
In the middle of the conversation, they cut to they're standing outside in the middle of the woods. It's not a different part of the conversation. It's the same conversation, but they were just at the table. And then all of a sudden they're in the middle of the woods, like by a lake, talking. Nobody walked over there. There was no cut where they're having a different part of it was a continuation of the same conversation that we're having at the table. And at that moment, I was like, this movie is going to be shit.
They
because
literally,
no one cared.
I feel like they recorded that conversation in both locations.
Yes. And just pieced it together.
And then when they went back to edit, they heard the audio and was like, oh, it matches. And ran with that. Like nobody looked at the screen to see what was happening. That's clearly I'm with you on that. And it was one of those things like I give them I can't really say I give them credit because it's what you're supposed to do, but they fired every Chekhov's gun.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that they showed, they used. So it just made the movie feel so predictable. Like so super predictable. You knew exactly what was going to happen. And the funny part is for a former, like, I don't even want them to say a former assassin. I don't want them to say a contract killer because I don't even know how this was a contract. It sounded like he was in the CIA and this was his job.
Yeah.
I was like, that's not really a contract.
Yeah, I was like, what?
It's not really a contract.
He was
your boss told you to do something.
Yeah, you just did it.
It's like your boss called you in on your off day, and that's why it's a contract, because it was your off day.
And then they made sure they had the scene where the car blew up and he's walking away and doesn't flinch.
Oh yeah.
The car's right there. And you also just got in an accident that you apparently moments later, walking down the street, appear to be greatly affected by this wreck you
about to die from.
But not when the explosion's going off behind you.
Cool guys don't look at explosions.
No,
so
they don't.
He had to have the saunter off as we have the explosion behind us. But there again, like let's back up just a little bit. So whoever the guy, like his contact in this city where he's going to do this job, if I was okay with how they set up, like he comes in and he just like immediately looks at the highest tower in the place. He's like, okay, right there. Right. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay. But then when he's like talking on the phone and they get the information, he's like, did you just record that? Let's just say it's insurance. Oh, okay. Well, that's who's going to double cross us then. We already know. I mean, it's like you're not.
I have loads more.
Right. Like, okay. So that's going to
come in handy.
Right. Okay. That's going to be so useful and necessary later. And so it's just like this whole movie just walks. It literally holds your hand every scene.
Mm-hmm.
The most interesting character was the most inappropriate character. And that was the little girl.
The little girl. Oh, Leon the professional. Great. Let's put a little girl in it.
Right. And it just, I don't know. Everything about her just made this movie so uncomfortable for me.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, I guess it was because she chose to be there.
Yeah, like she sought him out for sure.
Couldn't understand that.
Yeah.
For the life of me.
That was weird.
And he just dealt with it.
And then there was a moment I saw Lena, or Cersei, as I like to refer to her.
And Papa Lannister on top of that.
Yeah, right?
I thought that was pretty cool.
Okay.
And he played her father in this.
He played her father in this. I was like, oh, this might be. And then I remembered, I was like, no, this movie is still going to be bad. I had to remind myself because I got excited because I saw her. And then I was like,
maybe there's a chance.
It was still bad. It was bad. It was bad.
I was quite surprised how briefly Charles Dance was in the movie.
Yeah. We needed definitely a lot more Charles Dance, for real.
And how little we really got from Lena Headey in this. You know, I mean, Lena Headey. Like it was.
We didn't need her in the movie. It could have been any background character doing her part.
But let's see.
I don't have anything redeemed. Well, no. Okay, some of the fight scenes are pretty cool.
You mean the fight scene?
Yeah.
The
fight scene.
Right. For a movie about a former assassin, I was not understanding how he was a former assassin. Like, don't give the title assassin to somebody like this.
Yeah.
I don't even see that he was a contractor. Like I said, it's clear that he was working for the CIA and was a soldier and doing what he was told. We didn't even get the benefit of them like pulling his service record.
Oh yeah, I was waiting on the credential. You know, they always do the credential read. Oh,
right.
He was this war and did this, and he's got a Purple Heart and none of that. It's like, whatever. Nobody cares. Nobody's even listening anyway. They knew.
Right. They know what nobody watching.
Like I said, very early on, even the chase scene with the taxi. Oh, is this really happening? Really? This is what
like it really felt like they should have been able to get away a lot easier. or just not be caught to begin with.
Like, what's happening? You don't know how to get away from a crime scene?
Yeah, I was.
What?
The only good thing,
setting everything up, like there was weird cuts in that, like because he was playing with the fire, but it looked like he was in another room with him when he was doing it, but then he wasn't. I was like, okay, yep. Yeah.
Everything about this was an easy one to say. Why did I watch that? An accident, a pure. Like the only way somebody would be watching this movie was if they were required to watch it so that they could do a bad movie review.
Yes, like
that would be why somebody would watch this movie. I don't think
background noise, I guess, but yeah.
Even then, I would still probably change the channel from it.
I was surprised this wasn't on Tubi. Like when you
right.
When you said something, I was like, "This is on what?" Oh,
yeah. I mean, this is definitely a free filler movie kind of thing. Definitely got the Luc Besson wannabe vibes. I could see the Leon the Professional angle.
Shooter,
but Matilda was obviously a much better character overall.
Oh, for sure.
Because like the one thing that really bothered me with this movie was so at the end he kind of clears his name and he has the evidence that he didn't kill anybody except for the guy that he actually killed. Because he did do that.
Yeah, but
he did that one.
That doesn't matter.
But it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I work for the CIA and I take out targets that they tell me to take out. But I didn't kill your dad. Didn't do that. And I know that's the only reason you're chasing me. Not because somebody actually got killed and you need to be investigating that.
Yeah.
You just want to investigate who killed your dad. And since I'm the only face that you coming after me. But once I tell you it wasn't me, we're good. Never mind that other guy I killed because that's what I do for a living. We're good because I didn't kill your dad.
Yeah.
And the person that did kill your dad, I'm gonna take him out. So we're good, right? We square, we even, cool. Why did the little girl think she was going with him when he was getting away?
Yeah, that was weird.
Just randomly, she's like, no, I'm going with you. What happened to establish that you thought that was the natural progression of things? Further, you sent 2 tickets to fly the girl to the States so she could see the horse. So before you were going to let the horse go free, you wanted her to come out to be able to see the horse So
Yeah.
the grandma had to see these two tickets and had to be like, oh, some guy in America
It's
sent you
sending
two
for you.
tickets to come to a ranch to see a horse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's go.
Yep. Because that's how things happen, Sam.
I need somebody to go and talk with grandma because that is not how we do things. I wish my daughter would say, I got these two tickets in the mail. You know what? We gonna show up and it'll be one of those things like, yeah, we're at this hotel. Come meet us. Hi, I'm Chris Hansen. Like that's how that's gotta go. Not even how I
I'll
want
be
it to
right
go.
back. And then the camera crew comes out.
Right. Like that's the only way that ends.
Oh my
And
God.
that I probably would have watched. That would have made for a more interesting finale. But I don't know what this crap was we watched. I don't know how much it made. I don't think it made anything other than like a couple of people that you would know being in it. There's nothing else really to tell. This movie was bad. It was so bad. And I am sorry. I was trying to get you back, but I felt like that was dirty. So
Yeah.
so I will it's on you again and I will let you pick something and just know that you have to suffer with me if you pick something like this. Right? So that's the only saving grace. But
I will definitely find something.
yeah,
Yeah.
Contractor. It's a really really uninspired, very predictable. You can walk right through it and you know exactly what's going to happen each time. I would say if you just feel the need to play this, if you are going to have just some background noise and this is on, see if you can figure out every scene and like there's probably
Just by
10 things to
glancing.
figure out.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
There's
by
probably
glancing.
10 things to figure out. Watch 2-3 minutes of a scene and see if you can tell who's going to turn who. Actually, there is one good thing. There is one good thing. Whoever the second in command was working for Collins, there's a scene where they are like in a hotel room and Collins is like sitting in a chair and there's like the other guys like sitting at the foot of the bed. He like stands up to like put his gun belt on and stuff.
Yeah.
And then he turns. And I was just sitting there looking at that scene like,
That's weird. What's going on here? Yep. And they just leave it alone. Yep.
was y'all like trying to save money and just got one room? Is that what happened?
Yeah. It's very
Because this is off the books, right? That's what's happening. Okay, I got it. This is off the books. And my man, and whoever that second in command was, like he was really hyped about his job. Like he was the only other person on set who showed up and was excited to be working. Him and Wesley, they was excited to be working. Everybody else literally just kind of like appeared in their scenes.
No.
That was it. And even Lena was like half of it is her acting, the other half is her phoning it in for it.
She definitely was phoning it in. She was definitely phoning it in.
She's kind of stiff in this, and I didn't really feel any real emotion. And whoever her assistant was, he was an idiot. Everybody in this movie should have like gotten caught and shot and hurt because everybody was just
nobody was doing anything smart.
These characters were so stupid.
Yeah, I just
leave a comment and let us know. I would just say right there. And if anybody has a movie they want us to review, I'm curious. Like name some movies that you want us to review. We'll keep coming up with good stuff, I'm sure, because we can find some bad ones. But this is I'm always looking for something good, and there was so very little in this movie that made it redeeming. I don't really have anything that I could be like, well, this was good or that was good. No, there was nothing in this one. Anything else for you?
No.
Okay. We will be back soon with another review. Maybe a slightly better movie. Maybe something that's at least scored. Yes. So we kind of know what to expect. Not having a score, because like at least if it's a 0, I know. But if it has no score, I'm thinking there's a chance, and that was my own fault.
Yeah.
So if this is your first time here, be sure to check out our other videos. We do bad movie reviews. Show is called Why Did I Watch That? We are Grown A Geeks. The QR code there in the corner will take you to everywhere you can find us on all social platforms. This is our YouTube channel. We ask that you hit that subscribe, hit that like, and hit the notification so you hear about all the other fresh, hot content we have coming out for you. For Grown A Geeks, I am Sam. That is Dunesia, and we are out of here.
Bye.